This is Shauna Mace with Inspire Growth, and this is sales tip number 11 in a series for financial advisors to increase their sales acumen. So sales tip number 11 is to define your ideal client profiles. So we hear a lot about niches, about personas. I call them ideal client profiles. It doesn't really matter as long as you're doing these things, which a lot of advisors aren't. So oftentimes when we hear about a niche or a persona and I ask someone tell me about your niche or your persona, they start at a very high level where they're labeling a huge group of people like business owners or retirees or women. And that's not enough, frankly. So I want to tell you the things that you should be focused on in order to have impact in your business, in order to have really be delivering the type of service in the way that makes sense for you and your clients, and also to really ignite your marketing. So having clarity around the things that I'm going to talk about can be incredibly impactful to your engagement and the impact of your content or your marketing for prospects and clients. So if you want to generate more leads, listen up. So, okay, these are the things that you actually need to make sure are included in your ideal client profile, your persona, your niche. So there are 3 things. The first one, what are your ideal client values? So what are the things like, pick a client that you love and you want to replicate. Think about the way in which they interact with you, the expectations they have, the what they need from you, and what you can expect from them. What about that relationship? What about their values really resonates? And those are the things you want to focus on. So for example, that person may be someone who really values getting things done and really values the impact of the work. And so they're maybe a little more transactional. So they value the outcomes. Other people may value the relationship. Other people may want to have a 2-hour meeting with you, and that's really what they value. They want the attention. This person may be, your ideal client may be, okay, they're really busy. They value expediency. They value not having to worry. They value the ability to have someone they trust and can mentally delegate at a very high level. Okay, so think about, again, the way I would do this is literally think about a client or if you have different groups who have different values, think about those specific clients and what are the values that they have at the very core level. Why do they love working with you and why do you love working with them? Okay, so that's one, values. And that's going to inform your approach and your services. That should inform your client service model and how you run your business. And when it's aligned, it's going to be really great because you're going to be able to really show up in the ways you want to show up, and it's going to be appreciated. It's going to be appreciated because you're working with the right people. So that's 1, values. 2 is need. So what are your ideal client profile? What are their needs? And what I would do to start, and this is absolutely essential around impactful marketing and communication, is speaking to and being relevant with someone's needs. So what I want you to do is start by listing out, just again, put that ideal client in your head. What are their needs? Maybe they had needs when they first came to you. Maybe they had the very specific needs. List all those things out. And what I want you to do is ask yourself for each bullet you've listed, why? What is the underlying emotional need behind that maybe more surface level, high level need? And so, for example, maybe they came to you because they needed help with their investments. They really didn't have, maybe there was a period of volatility. They realized I just don't have time to do this. I don't have the knowledge. I need someone who I can outsource it to. So the need was investment management. The underlying need is security, or maybe maybe they really want to generate more income, or maybe they want to generate more growth in their portfolio. Maybe they just want access to things that they don't even know exist. So again, keep asking why until you get to the underlying need. And what you're going to find is there's going to likely be a few of these underlying needs that are common across your ideal client profiles. That's what you want to be looking for, and you want to get to those few things. Now, the last thing I want you to think about is, again, get your ideal client in your head. Who's the person you're looking to replicate, define and replicate. what are some of the trigger questions that will help open them up? And these are sales questions. These are open-ended questions. And not that you want to sell them, you just want to help uncover their needs. These are the questions that are going to help you uncover their deeper needs. So, for example, if we think about your ideal client profile, say they are a busy executive, double earning income household, they have kids, and they're looking to outsource their investments because they just don't have the know-how or the time to do it, and they're worried they're going to miss someone. They're at a point where they need help. Okay, so what are some of the trigger questions that you could ask? So an example of a trigger question could be, and these are things you're going to want to have written down so you can ask them when you're like, oh, I'm realizing this is someone who fits in this ideal client profile. Let me go to my trigger questions so I can start to uncover really what's going on here and connect with them and help them acknowledge their need as well as I discover it. So an example of a trigger question could be something like, so in 2 years, let's imagine that, there's some disruption in the market and volatility. What is the expectation that you have from me? How do you want this relationship to work if we go through a difficult period in the markets? And see what they say. So understanding kind of what they want that experience to look like when things aren't going great in the markets, because they aren't always, is going to be really helpful. Okay, great. So, and again, this also will help uncover things like risk tolerance and communication style, and help you understand, are you the right person to serve their needs? And for them to understand, are you the right person to serve their needs? Great. Okay, well that's, for example, when the market was more volatile last March, this is what we did for our clients. Would that be enough? Do you think that's something that would be helpful, this communication events, whatever you did? So again, really, really focus on going deeper than, where I see at least a lot of advisors going with defining their ideal client profiles and niches, by focusing on uncovering values, needs, and getting kind of ready and prepared by having some trigger questions that are going to help you uncover and discover more. So if you like this sales tip, follow me on LinkedIn at Shauna Mace, or visit us at inspiregrowth.co.